On yesterday's story, we brought you the heart-wrenching story of one mom's struggle with her son's severe mental illness. The man is named Brett, and he's been forced into treatment at the Oregon State Hospital 4 separate times. But his mom says after the civil commitment hold of 6 months is up, he's released from the hospital and Brett goes off his meds and spirals. It's a story that hit home for many of you who sent us emails and voicemails with your own stories about mental illness and the problems with the systems currently in place.
This mirrors what I've journeyed with my son, who just turned 42 in May. My son's actually been committed more than 4 times to the Oregon State Hospital and is currently there under an aid and assist situation. So I'd love to tell my story. I would also love to talk to the mother and encourage her and give her a hug or just talk to her because that story echoed my story to almost a T.
And Jan wrote to us, the story hit home today. For 50 years, my nephew has gone through the same problems, schizophrenia, bipolar, that Brett's mother so bravely and lovingly shared on the show. We're missing too many steps and resources for effectively managing the mentally ill community. And how about this from Barry? The feature about a lack of mental health long-term care for Brett in tonight's episode was stirring and disturbing. Barry says he remembers learning about the idea to return the mentally ill back to their communities rather than institutionalize them way back in the 60s. He says the concept was compelling, but as he puts it, what was not disclosed was the utter failure of the state in those and subsequent years to assist or fund substitute networks for this long-term care. This decision policy seemed to shift the responsibility for care into an abyss of indifference. And a viewer named GP wrote in, "My take, Pat, a complete and utter failure of society. We need to completely revamp our mental health care system. I doubt that will happen anytime soon, sadly." And we want to end with another voicemail from a viewer named Brenda, who understandably got emotional when sharing her harrowing personal experience.
My son is in jail now. He just tried to kill me and put me in the hospital for over 2 weeks because of his mental illness. Something needs to be done for these people. You can't just put them in the hospital and give them pills and then kick them to the curb and say that they're well. There's other things that need to be done for these people, not just the drugs. The drugs made my son a vegetable, and when he's not on them, he's a violent person. Please keep airing more stories about this.
We certainly will, Brenda. And if you're sitting at home and feel like sharing something like this going on in your life, feel free to send it our way. The email is thestory@kgw.com, or you can call and leave us a voicemail, 503-226-5090.